We know there's a bunch of Guild fans in the crowd. Some C9 White cheers broke through against G2 previously as well. So lots to be said right there as Cloud9 White, 5 players geared up outside of B. I noticed Klaudia put a shorty down inside of tower. So keep your eyes on that as the execute looks to come through very, very shortly.
Guild are running just that solar controller on the Viper, but she provides quite a lot of stall when you're on that defensive side. You see that orb already slowing C9 down.
I think Katsumi actually used 2 stars there, only has the 1 remaining in this round. She's playing outside of B main. The flash, the late re-aggression from Smurfette and the team interacts with Katsumi. She's able to find the first. It's traded out, but Jazzy is there. C9 with the advantage.
Patience rewarded, and look at Mel. She's wrapped all the way to the north side, and with no Cypher cam up this side, wide open. Jazzy, another big kill, and C9 will have the post plant.
Very calm calling there from Cloud9 as they showed some presence outside of B, fell off, and then re-aggress when Guild pop out from them. They find those picks and spin it right around. That's the calm you expect, the leadership of Mel at work.
aNNja and Ness left, 2 of the top performers for Guild in their match yesterday, but they set up from Cloud9 so hard to breach. Mel the first point of contact, and she's able to dodge that flash. Alexis ready to swing off of her as well, with Guild going so slow. Their opportunities starting to drain. Now he's spotted, but setup just too strong.
C9 Knight making. Bob has been playing the KO. Alexis was in breach duty, so it really does put a lot of reliance on Bob's the sole flasher for the team to get things going. I think it does make playing both sides of the map a little bit more challenging too when you don't have that double flash initiator to set up your Neon and Chamber to take early fights.
And that's exactly it. I think it makes the job of Jazzykins just a little bit harder in this comp, particularly when they are attacking. You don't have that stun for the early fights. It has to be a bit more coordinated with those flashes from Bob in order to make those plays work.
Yeah, the other thing too is Jazzykins has to really be concerned about the Cypher tripwires. Like Roxy, the most based Sentinel player at Game Changers Champion. She's always, you know, forgetting about the Chamber and playing the Killjoy and the Cypher. But I think Cypher is a legitimate counter pick into the Neon, right? Without the raise to break the tripwires and all this stuff, the Neon can struggle and sort of get ahead of herself running into the trips. Already you see that Jazzy stalled out.
Yeah, that she is. On site is Roxy and actually finds one there. Trade not to come through yet. Smurfette has found another. C9 White a little bit stalled out, but are holding strong. Roxy, a Spectre recovered, but very low on HP.
They know she's down underneath on B site. Watching Mel come on through. Smurfette is able to find a kill and get on out of there. 25 HP though puts her in a nearly impossible situation. Mel is holding the angle and takes her down.
Still, that
big south side crunch on the way here for Guild. They have the rifles in hand and they want to go sprinting back at Cloud9 White. Smurfette is here.
The flash from Bob though, lined it up for a moment. They'll re-aggress in on you ready. Smurfette close. Guild wants nothing more. They'll get out of this one with their player advantage.
It's a slow A main play from the 2 controller Senti duo. Ness and Roxy come on forward. Ness finds a couple, commits to the spray as Roxy finishes everyone off. Only Alexis to remain alive, and they're coming around from all different corners, but she is good. It's a 3K.
Caught on the reload, 1 versus 2. C's ready. It's Klaudia caught in at half HP, but the angle well held. And Guild hold on. That 3rd round converted for them.
Looked like a moment Alexis could spin a miracle, but well thought through setup from Guild. Initially pushing down out of B main. I actually really liked the patience shown from both Roxy and Ness. You can see they walked up A main, and then as soon as the Chamber dies, that tripwire not actually giving the protection that C9 White were relying on it to have right there. Maybe missed in the comms, maybe missed in the chaos of the round, but it's a perfect timing on that walkout.
Nice attempt from Alexis, though. She's been having a fantastic tournament thus far for Cloud9 White. One of their players online that tends to be on the lower end of the scoreboard, very much being that role player. But here at LAN, she has been activated.
She has been so good. And in round 4, has access to that ultimate, so can use that similar to a breach and sort of scout out all of B site and send the Prowlers. And Neon is going to go sprinting right behind it.
Look at Roxy. She not only has a tripwire, but a shorty as well, prepped in heaven. That is unavailable space. Ness will anchor on the site as well. Needs a second here, damaged up. The ult and Bob holding the flank. Smurfette is down. There's a second player here. They absolutely know about it. So now in trouble is aNNja. This is a tough decision. Do you commit to the flank? Do you fall back out? And C9 is pushing the issue.
Yeah, they gotta push him back. Bob is able to find the kill, but Roxy, they know, remains in tower. That is gonna signal the Cloud9 White ignore B, sprint all the way over to A, but their positions are seen, and Klaudia is going to beat them on the rotate.
And look at her utility. Stun and a flash to be able to stall this one on out. How much can she do? Roxy so far away. This bit of utility invested. Klaudia on the swing. She's playing this careful balance. You don't want to concede the site, but you don't want to give away your life. And C9 do get the plant.
Roxy goes all the way A main. She's going to be here on such a fast timing. Will Cloud9 White be prepared?
Is Alexis holding for this? Is Alexis ready? She's holding the other side. Takes down Klaudia, the second player here. And look at Bob, the awareness. Tucks close on site instead. Now Alexis has picked up this angle. The timing is there for Roxy down. 2 for Alexis. A third. Oh, yeah, she does. And I think this setup for Guild has been very interesting thus far. You kind of have a combination of the heavy stall with your Cypher, with your Viper. You can play these really entrenched setups. And you also have Smurfette on your team, who just wants to push and take an opening gambit every single round. So they've been really balancing with these heavy one-sided stacks where the Neon is pushing the other side for these kind of late-round flanks.
And the heavy stack is a little bit different to other comps, because usually you play 4 players on one side and the Chamber on the other who can take a fight and then TP off, and you can still play 5 players on the retake. They're not afforded that same luxury, it does seem. So you can maybe use the Cypher to get the info, but you don't have the chances in terms of actual fighting power to perhaps find an early pick. Although if Cloud9 White do run into the Cypher late, it could be an issue for them. Still, Bob will have the knife, and that could be an issue for Roxy playing so close on slant on site. If you get hit by the knife, the utility falls apart, and all of a sudden the trades and the swing from Smurfette backside is not going to be there.
Flash already in. Jazzy on the run, finds Smurfette, and just wants to disengage.
Get the pick and then instantly sprinting back over towards A. You can see Mel was posted here for quite some time. Still a player in the way. Klaudia not going to be an issue for Mel, though, as her and the team continue to move on to A.
I'm in a position to maybe try and fight through this smoke, but she's not really being given an opportunity by Cloud9. Plant to come through. This one looking clean thus far. It's all going to be from spawn on this retake for Guild.
Now, Bob was watching the flank for the time being, and Mel still posted up. Actually decides to fall off, so it may be Ness waiting for another cycle on that Viper wall. 4 more seconds before she could potentially pop that again. She's actually just got a shorty, so not ideal whatsoever. The Sheriff will try and take the first contact here with Roxy. It's a little bit labored from Jazzykins, but the kills come in at the end. Alexis with another couple. You need to be aware that Cloud9 White aren't just full committing into the sites. That was a really clever play, going for the quick pick into rotation, and it's off of what Mel can accomplish on the lurk. So she is IGLing also with how she's getting space, and on contact can instantly say, if she runs into this Neon, everyone expedite over towards B.
I think Mel did make contact there, so wants to try and back away here. Regroup with her team. Execute is forthcoming towards A, but I'm looking for this triple flank. Is the trip effective? No, but Ness will take care of Jazzykins regardless, and now she's able to tuck on the site with this Viper's Pit. Cloud9 are forced to disengage here, and with Guild not committing to the multi.
Smurfette is still posted in A main, is able to shut down Mel, and now what do Cloud9 White do? Mel is out of the picture. Jazzykins is gone too. Those are 2 of your biggest playmakers, especially on this map. Bob has done some crazy things before, knows there's going to be a player tower.
That trip still up on one side, the Viper's Pit on the other, and Guild actually wanting to continue to press the issue here. Great sees, but it's not enough to save Cat. Alexis stuck in this corner, getting destroyed by the utility, but somehow still alive. 1 HP, no worries, she'll claim 2. Cloud9 might be back in this round.
Alexis is just on one today. What is that? Still not looking easy. With the Viper's Pit online, they have to creep on through. Actually using ultimate there to scout out. Bob is going to be removed. Roxy, just a little bit too clean on that one. He'll take their second. And I think the lockdown, the stalling power of this composition could pose problems for C9.
I thought it was going to be a north side crunch, but instead it's another one of these contact pushes between Smurfette and Roxy. Is the timing right? Not quite. Alexis again will take down Smurfette. Trade is there, and with the spike drop, that's good information of C9's early intentions over to Guild.
I'm getting the vibes right now that, you know, usually you talk duelist, chamber, all this stuff. I'm feeling Alexis versus Roxy. That's my initial inclination right here as Jazzykins goes zooming into this A side. 2 players here, and Ness is able to hold very strong.
But Mel in main has already found one. The sole player anchoring on the stairs, and Ness can't be the monster today. Instead, it's going to be Guild with 2 on this retake.
aNNja just taking it like a champ right there. Some brutal stuff. The position of that breach player is noted. Klaudia and Roxy fighting their way through here. Roxy with a 3K, Roxy in a 1v1. Roxy versus Mel. Just 30 HP and trying to walk herself out onto the site.
Does she have the timing on this one? Mel holding just on the other side. A tap on the spike, but Mel games. She can absolutely take over. Fast play here from Guild, though. Another one of these attempts at the south side crunch, but Cloud9 good with the reactive utility. It's only Mel here, and she can very much get out if she can just get to that zip line.
Oh no, Mel really getting pinched down on one kill, comes around the opposite side. aNNja will trade it out.
But that's not a gun, that was just the tour de force. They don't gain much off of that, and C9 has the site in the meantime.
It's a bit of an awkward play there from Guild, because the reactive utility was actually Smurfette getting concussed by her own breach. There's not a breach on the opposite side to get that done.
Wait a minute, good reaction.
Just sort of sprinted into it, the sixth man from C9. As Bob holding the angle, as she often does.
Just these two players in main. Ness does find a big frag, but C9 have another one of these crossfires established. Jazzy gets a relay bolt to pop off contact if she wants to stall this one a little bit more, and just forced away from this angle. Time ticking against her, still healthy. The duel versus Jazzy, she can take that one, but it's high-low from Cloud9 on the site.
And the Viper are holding hands towards that A site.
Yeah, and look at the north side here. Mel is putting that trip just on the barrier outside B, because she knows Guild loves these walk pushes out arcade.
Yeah, you know, it is kind of hard for Guild to find flanks because their smokes are a Viper. How do you actually smoke past the trip? It's really Roxy if she's going to be flanking, but she's been much more of an anchor for the team, so it's very hard for Guild to actually find north or south side flanks with this composition and with the way Roxy's been playing for the most part.
And C9 was expecting another aggressive play on this eco. Guild's been throwing one pretty much every other eco in the past. There is aggression, but it's a bit more mild from Guild, just trying to set up these traps towards the north side.
It's interesting because Cloud9 White really just have not played towards A main much at all. And I think it is a symptom of not rocking the breach in your composition so you can have that counter concuss. You have so much control there. Their Neon is just so effective at sprinting on through. Now Jazzy has downloaded the positioning of those tripwires, or maybe just spamming entirely and got a little bit lucky on the first shot. But regardless, accomplishes exactly what she needs to call some rotations over.
She might have a timing here onto Cat walking all the way under. Cat only has the knife out. She's down. That's the spike too. Could become problematic for Cloud9. But look at Jazzy seizing this opportunity to walk into B.
And I like the Guild have played a little bit more restrained. Falling back entirely back towards arcade, but this tower push from Jazzy. She hears absolutely everything. Finds the first kill and is now in full control of the site. But aNNja has a potential timing here if she were to commit up rope. But the longer she waits, the more suspecting Jazzykins is, and that is 2 kills to start things off.
Just too aware to let that one by her. Bob trying to take another fight. She'll take the head of 2. Well controlled by Cloud9. They may have lost their spike, but the recovery is perfection. Roxy will hope for some damage, but it's Jazzy holding on the other side, and you just can't get past her.
Even talk about that, really. Guild's comp does not have a dedicated op slot as much as, you know, we've seen the Neop before and stuff like this. It is ness to be able to hold things down.
Yeah, and look at this push. They've walked all the way up just outside the south side, trying to maybe activate a play forward off contact. Mel makes that contact. She's aware of the tendencies of Guild. They love these pushes, so she just wants to get out, keep her life. And that will activate Cloud9 to go for this fast hit towards A, set completely open.
Yeah, it might be a little bit hard to plant open without A main control. They might just go for it regardless, as Mel does drop on the north side of the map. Roxy very much in control. Jazzykins pushes on forward. They are finding absolutely everything. Cloud9 White are not satisfied with just the site. They want it all.
Bob pushing for more. That op is down in an instant. And it's only Roxy. North side, too slow to help her team and trapped out of this one. The post plant well established by Cloud9, and with $0 in her account, this one might just be a save.
Yeah, this one is not looking too likely for Roxy. Cloud9 White with yet another very solid look, continually ping-ponging between leaning heavily towards north side or south side. Roxy finds her one and is going to disengage from this situation, but that is...
Look at Jazzy. She is a psychopath.
Oh my God.
She's going across the zip. Okay, no chaos today. Just a little bit more damage for Roxy. Not bad out of her, but if there's any trash talk, it just seems more that Cloud9 is displaying that their confidence is well earned. Coming into the tournament, they were telling us, we're going to win this 100%. This is our tournament, and they are looking to prove this. They love winning games dominantly.
C9 spotted 3 players, I think, drop there with Bob's knife, so they are instantly running over towards B. Now they know it is the Cypher and the Viper over on this area, so not tempting fate up near tower just yet. Instead, trying to push into CT. Look at that from Jazzykins as the fight is on site as well. She gets her one, falls back, considers another with the flash to get her into the situation. Cloud9 White are just tearing through Guild.
So many flanks upon flanks here. Cloud9 execute the site initially, then push deep towards spawn. Then Mel is wrapping, takes care of Roxy, who fell out from... And this comp is making more and more sense as I continue to watch. They're realizing that Guild is a team that will sometimes make these aggressive plays, that will, sometimes play these more slower entrenched rounds. And when you have this, in a way, double scout between the Fade and this KO, you can gain so much information from El to call off of.
Yeah, Alexis has been so solid in terms of finding info and also just fragging out of her mind. She has been insane. I think this is the area of the map C9 White have gone toward most frequently, playing towards B main, see if they can find a peek. Mel peeking a little bit further out as Ness gonna tuck in there and stay alive.
Oh, Mel wants more though. Ness just prepping on this Viper's pit, but not hearing any players committing just yet. We'll save that for the time being.
Yeah, it's the last round.
Mission is successful though. She just wanted to drop down that site for utility, and they're just gonna leave, rotate back to this A site.
Yeah, I mean, losing the ultimate there, not necessarily the end of the world. Just wait, Guild has fully rotated off of this A site. What is going on? Biting that one entirely. Klaudia not in position to step in front of the smoke, and Jazzykins is just on a world tour, potentially looking to push into spawn, and there she is. Cloud9 White take two.
Great crossfire there from Cloud9. Jazzy goes deep past her wall. Her teammates there to trade from behind, and there's only 3 left to make this retake happen. 1 from the north side. This player drop could be pivotal. How much can aNNja do? It's Jazzykins just below her, waiting to try and find an opportunity. Alexis in a position to trade as well. And Guild's receiving no opening. They've already invested those cages to try and get out, but the smoke goes back up towards spawn. Flash will reveal the position of that KO. The camera broken. Jazzy at this point just sacrificed, trying to hold on to her space as long as possible, and she's done her job. Bob locks it down with 3, and Cloud...
Guild can accomplish here. It's gonna be a whimper or a fight here on Fractures. Very quickly just dealing with that chamber tripwire, and Cloud9 might slowly creep down towards the south side.
Roxy the one to receive. And aware of the possibility, close on her tripwire. She takes the swing, but unable to find a kill. Cloud9 will continue this push forward. Cat is hit. It's a pinch from main as well. Katsumi, an easy frag for her, and already a player advantage and full control of the south side.
Whoa. It leaves B site open, but Guild are going for a bit of a tour. They go 3 into spawn. That leaves aNNja completely isolated on site here. That could be somewhat problematic, but they have the Viper Orb blocking off B main. Now Cloud9 White, a very uncomfortable round, I think. Not many situations where the attackers have full control over defender spawn on Fracture.
A very strange round here, but Cat still has at least 1 star left in the tank. Bob some utility as well, and that wall for Jazzy, they have these layers to try and force Guild to fight. And there's the first smoke. Guild will either have to rely on the spam or fight their way out of it. When does that tap come through? When is Cloud9 going to commit to this one? Spam is in. Is someone going to take this swing? Is someone going to commit to the fight? Smurfette will. Takes her kill. Alexis on the trade. Bob for another. And she's pushed deep into spawn as Mel just holds it down. Smurfette was locked in a corner. 4K will not matter as C9 take 11.
Oh, this round up against 11. Light armor. 4 Spectres, so absolutely doable now for Guild. Not full utility, so Klaudia actually out of flashes now. Only 1 concuss on Smurfette too. Not ideal, but they'll have to do something with what they've got. What is that? Smurfette right up inside of that wall. Bob concussed, but not going to be under pressure as Mel finds the kill on Smurfette.
Great work there out of Mel to support her teammate on the site. It's even trades towards B, as A will now be that destination for Guild. Cloud9 set up a little bit interesting. No one invested on this site. Said everyone out towards danger and in main, but it doesn't seem to matter. Katsumi just gets a spam kill.
Roxy's position here is really good. Cloud9 White, yes, they have the numbers advantage, but Roxy could turn that right around with a well-timed peek. She's tempting forward as Klaudia gets absolutely smashed. Mel continuing to swing on board once just a little bit more. The rest of C9 popping out of A main. It is match point for Cloud9. Play for a lower bracket run, trying to go all the way. Guild, tournament lives on the line here in this BO3. Jazzykins in a lot of trouble, but is able to get on out.
Okay, somehow still alive. We stay even. Cloud9 holding towards door, but Guild finds 3. Mel late on this rotation, and site conceded.
You can't count C9 out, though, just yet, because Bob is alive, and Bob's got a Phantom. Mel, maybe a little bit more challenging to get something done.
But look at the health. That's essentially an operator onto at least 2 of these players.
That is actually insane. Bob's actually going to set up Mel potentially with an early flash, electing instead to play contact, but the setup with 2 players A main, 1 site, and 1 drop. This is a change from Guild. This is great.
And they have a cypher cam for first contact. They confirm the location of Cloud9 and can adjust off
They
of
saw
that.
1. They only saw the 1.
Unaware of the second still. So many angles for Cloud9 to clear here, and roxi activates. Well played out of her. Bob, can she make this happen to already? Time ticking against her, and Guild in a good post-plant setup. 1 player low, Ness alone, and yeah, just not enough time to make it happen. Bob will fall away. Guild will take a round.
Yes, they will. Bob holds down, is able to remove roxi from the field of play, and that is such a different Guild, right? Because we talk about the pistol from Guild, it's just not there. Smurfette and Klaudia don't have no flashes on Klaudia, light armor on everyone, so it is gunplay galore here from Guild. I think early plays is the name of the game. You have to capitalize off those first pieces of utility, and Mel won't let it happen against Smurfette or Klaudia.
Does not TP out, sticks around, and brings the player advantage to 2. Guild are out of options here. They're getting crunched from behind. They're stuck in A main. roxi does have this spot that she has been in so often. Mel aware! 3 from the IGL. She's confident. Pops the ult. Knows that this is the round 2 closeout.
That is absolutely correct. It is Mel's world. She is on fire here. And a chance to even ace to close it out.
What a way it would be. 3 kills already. They're walking into her just maybe here. Guild reconsidering, cautious of this flank. Knows that they need perfection on this execute. The wall is up, so Mel off the line, and Guild, at very least, will have this site unless Alexis has the angle. Not quite taken down by Ness. That's an opening. And the Aster Pool will miss, which means Ness gets to commit to this plant and the Viper's Pit.
2 players flanking A main from Cloud9, although the Viper's Pit won't make it easy. aNNja, you gotta be aware, possibly there could be another player here. Jazzykins stabs her straight in the back.
It's just Ness. Can she hold on? 1 versus 3, Pit working in her favor. She spotted out Jazzykins, but Jazzy's got the shot. Cloud9 White, 13-3, dominate Guild on Fracture.
It's not just Mel's world, it's Cloud9's world through it all, right there. Putting the opponents to sleep 13-3 to kick things off.